joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and to spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets strife, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without. Bitch, one strike, you out. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. The pimpin' mashing for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician, niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about when running my earn route and working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scar bitch, that's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin', man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. One of them joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and to spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for Yes, indeed. We here. Top of it to everybody. Blessings to everybody. Best of blessings to all of you in attendance and your loved ones and they loved ones as well. You dig? Y'all already know what to do, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. Yeah, this is a very necessary episode tonight. Got to clear up what some people be trying to smear up with this game. You dig? Y'all already know what I got to do. I got to hydrate my game, put some love in my body. Yeah. Yes. Ism. A lot of people use that term loosely, man. And you know, we in a time where people don't really care about the true meaning of what they say. We in a time where it's more important to sound good than to be good. It's more important to look good than to be good. So, you know, with that being said, a lot of people just use terms loosely and don't even care what the true meaning of what they're saying is. And one term that's very loosely used in today's times is this beautiful, precious, near and dear thing of ours called ism. Yeah, so we got to chop game about that, you dig? Tyler kicking the dough down with the respect and the love. Good looking with the $2 holla. Blessings. Blessings to you as well. Ambassador Ron in the crib. You dig? Hey, if y'all haven't subscribed to Ambassador Ron, go ahead and do so now. Yeah, he chopping a lot of good game over there. Let me see. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see. Make it real easy for y'all. Make it very easy for you all. Hold on. Bam. And okay. Wait. Okay, there we go. So yeah, man, let's see where Ron at right now. Ron is at 738 subs right now, man. Let's see if we can get Ron to 800 before this session is over with, man. So yeah, if y'all have not subscribed to Ambassador Ron's channel, go ahead and hit that link and subscribe to his channel. You dig? Appreciate y'all. But yeah, man, a lot of people be loosely using this term, man. It's a lot of blurred lines when it comes to this game. It's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of misunderstandings. And because social media empowers any and everyone with, solid internet connection to get on here and say whatever they want to say, a lot of people just, gravitate to things being said because they have an interest in what's being said. But there's not, oftentimes when it comes to certain things, there's not anyone there to check the validity of what's being said. So that's why you got Freeze here, man. I'm probably the most pure and honest, raw, uncut source of game you're gonna find on this internet right now. So yeah, I gotta like I said, clear up what a lot of people be trying to smear up with this game, right? Ism. A lot of people say it but don't know what it is. It's very simple, man. Ism is a spirit. It's a game-oriented spirit that operates within certain individuals in this game. It don't operate within everybody in the game, but when ism is operating within somebody, like they say, real recognize real, ism recognize ism. And ism is a powerful thing. It has a certain type of power where it empowers people to do things and see things and move in ways that they most likely wouldn't be able to do if they weren't under the spirit of ism, if they weren't compelled by the spirit of ism to be that way, right? So, with that being said, man, as I speak about it and think about it, a lot of people's feelings might get hurt tonight. A lot of nerves might get struck tonight, but hey, it is what it is, man. That's what the truth does sometimes. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. Sometimes the truth is painful. Whatever the case, it's good for you. Just like certain medicine might not taste good, but it's good for you. Certain food might not taste good, but it's good for you. Exercise, intense exercise, sometimes it ain't the most comfortable, but it's good for you. The truth is no different, right? So yeah, this is kind of like a mirror being held up to a lot of people right now when it comes to this ism. But yeah, ism is a spiritual thing. And you have people in the game that do a lot of the things that people compelled by the spirit of ism do. But, when you got the ism flowing through you, it's more than what you do. Obviously, it's how you do it, and it's what's driving you to do it at the same time, right? See, you got people in the game that's driven to do what they do by their desire for money. You got people in the game that do what they do, and it's driven by a desire for certain sensations like drugs or intimacy in the bedroom. People got a lot of different reasons why they do what they do. Some people get in the game out of desperation because they don't have any other better option. They don't really like the game, but they partake in the game because in their eyes it's easy to get involved, which it is. But what's not easy is to abide and thrive within the game, right? But you got people that get in the game because, as I've said before, a lot of people are the square world's rejects. They can't cut it as a student. They can't cut it as an employee, right? If they try to be a student, they would most likely be kicked out of school because they can't consistently show up to school on time. They can't consistently do their schoolwork. They might have a short attention span or a lack of desire, whatever the case may be. They just might be lazy, but they won't cut it as a student. So they can't go to school because that's not going to work. If they get a job, more than likely they're going to get fired from the job for the same reasons. Showing up to work late, trying to leave work early, always missing work, doing things that they shouldn't be doing on the job, right? And people like that get obviously rejected by the square world, they come into the game because you can't get fired from the game. You can bear certain consequences when you don't play the game accordingly, but there's no watchman over the game. There's no person guarding the game that's going to kick you out if you ain't playing the game accordingly. You can be in a game and play the game as fucked up as you want to and still remain in the game, right? But what those people who come into the game don't understand is you may not be able to get kicked out of the game per se, but the same reasons why you would fail as a student and fail as an employee at a job are the same reasons you're going to fail in the game as a pimp or as a 304. You're going to fail for the same reasons, right? And these are people, again, who get involved in the lifestyle, but they not driven by the spirit of the ism. The ism is not in them. As I said before, the game never knew you, right? People get in the game and the game never knew them. And when I say the game never knew them, that's the spirit of this ism. The spirit of ism never messed with them, never had nothing to do with them. Hold on a second. Okay. Right. Oh. People get in the game. Okay. Yeah, man. So, it's a lot of misconceptions about this game because, like I said, anybody and everybody has the power to get on here and speak about whatever they want, how they want, and it can be as incorrect as possible. And see, what a lot of people don't understand, people who ain't really been in the streets or people who haven't been through certain struggles, because people in the streets, we ain't the only ones that deal with manipulation, right? That go through manipulation. Manipulation takes place in the corporate world extremely and heavily. Manipulation takes place in the government, politics, business. Manipulation takes place throughout all aspects and areas of life, right? It's just, a little more cutthroat in certain ways, a little more blatant, a little more bold and up close and personal in the streets, right? But anybody who's dealt with manipulation knows, there are people out there that talk a good one and they sound real great because they have charisma. But no matter how good they sound, no matter how much conviction they speak with, if somebody is wrong, they wrong. If somebody don't know what they talking about, they just don't know what they talking about. There's people on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram that have hundreds of thousands and some of them millions of people following them, hanging on the edge of every word that they say because they have charisma. The way that they communicate is smooth and easily digestible. But when you break it down, ain't no nutrients in what's being said because ain't no substance in what's being said because they don't know what they talking about, right? And there's not very many people like me who, one, see what these people are doing and say, okay, that's not right. That's false, or that's not quite exactly, or this needs more depth in what's being said. This needs to be explained further. This is gonna confuse people, right? There's not a lot of people on the internet like that have a voice. You got some of them that might be watching, but they not the type of person to get on a microphone or get on a camera and say, this person don't know what they talking about. So you won't hear from those kind of people, right? But me, being somebody who done been all through the streets, done dealt with manipulation from elder pimps when I was younger in the game, manipulation from ladies in the game, sending ladies to deal with tricks and tricks manipulating them and me having to navigate them through that, police trying to manipulate me, district attorneys trying to manipulate me, judges trying to manipulate me, COs in prison and jail trying to manipulate me, other inmates trying to manipulate me, different people in the streets trying to manipulate me. I've dealt with manipulation on so many levels in so many ways that I recognize shit that a lot of people who don't have a similar experience won't recognize, right? So that's why you see certain people say something and a lot of people gravitate to it and be like, damn, they popping it, they saying some shit. And then you'll have somebody like myself come along and be like, nah. And a lot of people probably think that somebody like myself would be a hater to challenge what somebody is saying. But it's like, no, y'all, they are just as novice as you are. They don't know what they talking about, just like you don't know what you're talking about. You're here to learn. It's just that they're capitalizing on your ignorance. But they ain't no different from you. The only difference might be is that they have the boldness and the charisma to get on a platform and talk. And you might not have that about yourself. But these people are just as green as you are. They just as much of a novice as you are, right? So with that being said, one thing that I have to dispel, because I seen it just the other day. Popular dude on here. Let me see if I can find the clip. Popular dude on here, man, that a lot of y'all probably listen to. My brother Sinful to P roasted the hell out this dude. But he's still a very popular guy. And, you know, a lot of people go to this dude and check him out and listen to what he's saying. Hold on, maybe I can find it in my history. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this video. Should be somewhere up in here. God damn. Okay. Wait. It's somewhere up in here. Give me just a second, y'all. If you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button. Oh, here it is. Hold on. I think I found it. Okay. Found the video. Now I'm just finding the point. Okay. Okay, hold on. Damn. Okay, now, as many of y'all know, this is the boy Dr. BOA. I don't even like calling him doctor. We just gonna say BOA, right? So what I'm about to play you right here, BOA is saying something, and he's speaking on the game. He's speaking on the pimping. And a lot of y'all might have heard this shit, or you probably would hear this shit if I wasn't here to challenge it, and you might be like, damn, that's some real shit. But let's get into it.
Here's the reality of it. Men pursue women. You only want something because you ain't got it, right?
Let me correct that. Simps pursue women. If you pursue random women who have shown you no, man, listen, it's going to take a lot for men to accept this. But one day, every beta male going to accept this. As raw as you thought you were, if you were pursuing women who didn't show you any attraction confirmation, you were a beta male. That's just the point of it. You were a beta male, period. You were a beta male if you were pursuing women who show you no attraction confirmation at all. I mean, a woman don't even know you exist. That's beta, dog. Because the majority of men who do it, the majority of women you cold approach, you ain't gonna get them. And I ain't talking about get their number. I'm talking about you ain't gonna smash. And the thing is, if you're a man that's out here and your whole goal is to smash as many women as possible, then you so far from the ism, this don't even apply to you.
Man. I love YouTube. I hate YouTube at the same time. I love the internet and I hate the internet at the same time, because I love it because, you know, it makes the truth available to a lot of people that it probably otherwise wouldn't be available to. But I dislike it because you got people like this, and what he got?
He got 242,000 people subscribed to him that watch this shit, listen to this shit, and think it's the truth. And they don't have a measuring stick to put it up against and see how accurate it is, right? There's no gauge against the truth to put this bullshit against and be like, I don't know about that. Listen to what he just said. He just said, simps pursue women. So basically, if you're a man and you pursue a woman, you a simp. And then he went on to say that, and y'all already know, man, y'all done heard me speak about this before, man. This nerd ass language like cold approach. Y'all already know how I feel about that cold approach bullshit. That nerd ass language, right? Most women that you cold approach, you ain't gonna get them. Come on, man. See, people just be talking. And I guarantee you that the shit that he's saying right now, he hasn't put it to the test. He hasn't put his words into effect himself. He either came up with this shit on his own, which is less likely, or most likely he heard somebody else say this shit, and you know, just like he trying to persuade people with this shit, somebody else had an impact on him, persuaded him to believe this bullshit, and the person who told him this bullshit also is somebody like him, most likely somebody who ain't never really been out there in the field like that, dealing with women on a regular basis, you know what I mean, ain't had a whole lot of trial and error when it comes to, you know, dealing with women, and don't know what the hell they talking about, right? And then he talking about so far from the ism. See, he's speaking on something that he has no clue about, right? See, this is the thing about the ism, right? First of all, as you've heard me say before, and you've heard more so Sinful to Peace say before, hey man, at the end of the day, it's just a bitch, right? And it's not to minimize women at all. It's just to say, hey man, this individual breathes just like you, bleeds just like you, actually bleeds more than you, and was put here on the earth to be a subordinate of you, right? So with that being said, man, hey, the woman ain't no big bad wolf. She's nobody to be afraid of. She's nobody to be intimidated by. And if you're afraid of a woman or intimidated by a woman, then that means you a stranger to yourself. You don't really know yourself too well. You haven't studied yourself, analyzed yourself, learned yourself in order to develop yourself. When you looking at the woman and you magnifying her into this godlike figure to the point where, you know, you scared to approach her, you walking on eggshells because you're scared that she's going to reject you. See, the ism, right? One thing about anybody who got the ism flowing within them, right? We don't fear rejection because we know that rejection is not going to minimize who we are at all. In fact, rejection ain't going to do nothing but make us greater. As y'all have heard me say before, man, the pimping get greater with every 304 that blow. And just like we get greater with every 304 that blow, we get greater with every chick that say no. Right? And see, what these guys are oblivious to is the fact that you got guys out there, man, that are just cold when it comes to, and I'm not talking about cold like on as in cold approach. I'm talking about cold as in, you know, brilliant when it comes to approaching women, right? They have a high success rate when it comes to approaching women. A big part of the reason why that is because they did a whole lot of quote unquote cold approaching, right? And basically he's saying that in order to approach a woman, or hold on, excuse me. Gotta turn this shit off. Keep saying that. But basically what he's saying is that put it like this. You got to have permission to approach a woman. You got to have a woman's permission. That's pretty much what he's saying. Let me play it for you again. He's pretty much saying that in order to talk to a woman, you have to wait for her to give you permission.
Pursue women. You only want something because you ain't got it, right?
Let me correct that. Simps pursue women. If you pursue random women who have shown you no, man, listen, it's going to take a lot for men to accept this. But one day, every beta male going to accept this. As raw as you thought you were, if you were pursuing women who didn't show you any attraction confirmation, you were a beta male.
So basically he's saying you got to sit there like a nice little simp and wait for the woman to give you permission. And if she doesn't give you permission, then you can't say nothing to her. Come on, man. Like you're like basically he's saying that in order to approach a woman, you got to be reactive. Don't be proactive. Don't make it happen. Sit back and wait for her to indicate to you for it to happen. Sit back and wait for her and then react to what she says or what she does. Right? Now, the thing about it is, with the ism, right? Sometimes you'll have instances where a woman will approach you. Other times you'll have instances where you approach a woman. You see a woman, you digging on her, you approach her, right? You have other instances where the woman sees you, is digging on you and approaches you, right? But when it comes to the pimping, man, that's not something that we wait for. Like, if I see a woman that I'm digging on, I'm not going to sit back and wait for her to give me some kind of indication to talk to her and then I go talk to her. I got to react to what she's saying or doing. Nah. Because we might be a blessing in disguise to each other. I might be the best thing waiting to happen to her. She might be, the best thing waiting to happen to me. But if I'm scared to approach her because I got a fear of rejection and I'm scared because she ain't gave me no indication. What's that other nerd shit? Oh yeah, choosing signals. She ain't gave me no nerd ass choosing signals and no indication, so I can't cold approach her. You know what I mean? She might not have seen me. She might not have even looked in my direction. She might not even know I'm there in order to give me some kind of indication that she's digging on me or something like that. It's just straight nerd shit. And people who don't be outside, talking to women on a regular basis don't understand that, right? But take it from somebody who has actual experience, real life experience, somebody who's known to have experience, somebody who done this shit in countless people's faces for decades. You know what I mean? There's been instances where I've, quote unquote, cold approached somebody and ended up having them for years. Right? Somebody who didn't see me, I was across the way, seeing them, they didn't see me, I approached her, and, it turned out to be a beautiful thing. There's been other instances where I'll be somewhere and I don't see the chick. She sees me before I see her and she approaches me and, it turns out to be a beautiful thing. It can go both ways. But however it goes, it's never a situation where you sitting back and waiting for permission from the broad to talk to her on some Mother May I type shit. Hell no. Never. Right? So again, this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Somebody who has the freedom and the power to get on social media, talk a certain type of way, and, convince a lot of people. Right? Now, I'm not a big fan of dude. I know him to be a charlatan, but that's just my opinion. And you don't have to see him that way because I see him that way. Right? I don't even know a whole lot about this guy. Really, I don't even think I was familiar with him until Sinful roasted him. Right? And y'all already know Sinful and myself shared a lot of the same views. So 9 times out of 10, if he sees somebody as a lame, I'm going to see him as a lame too, right? But it's just things like this that give confirmation to the information that Sinful the P himself would say, that this dude is he don't know what he's talking about. But, you know, just being realistic, he has to have some sort of charisma about himself. He has to have some sort of conviction when he speaks, because 242,000 people are subscribed to him. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people who watch him on a regular basis that are not subscribed to him. So I'm pretty sure, you know, there's probably millions of people that have come across his content and, you know, was impacted by it in some kind of way, right? So it would be kind of like, I guess you could say, naive of me to say that he ain't got no charisma, right? It might not be the same type of charisma that I know the pimping to have, but he obviously got some kind of charisma because people tune into him, been tuning into him for years, right? But just because he has charisma don't mean that he know what he's talking about. Just because he's able to speak with conviction and articulate himself in a convincing type of way don't mean that he knows what he's talking about. And he's always using the ism terminology, the ism this, the ism that. Oh shit. I'm pushing shit, my bad. Hold on, give me just a sec. Come on. Okay. Hold on just a second, y'all. Okay, we back at it. But yeah, you know, like I said, just because he's able to speak with conviction and charisma and confidence, that doesn't mean that he knows what he's talking about. And I wish people like him would just stick to what they know and speak about what they know. Not what they've studied, not what they've listened to, not what they heard somebody else say, but what they actually know based on experience, trial and error, things of that nature, right? I wish people like him would just stick to what they know because, you know, speaking on this, what you talking about right here, man, you don't have a clue about what you saying. Let's listen a little bit more, see what else he might say, because I just heard that little part right there and I didn't really get past it, but let's hear what else he got to say.
That's just the point of it. You were a beta male, period. You were a beta male if you were pursuing women who show you no attraction confirmation at all. I mean, a woman don't even know you exist. That's beta, dog. Because the majority of men who do it, the majority of women you cold approach, you ain't gonna get them. And I ain't talking about get their number. I'm talking about you ain't gonna smash. And the thing is, if you're a man that's out here and your whole goal is to smash as many women as possible, then you so far from the ism, this don't even apply to you. Tricks are the ones who do all the smashing. Pimps are the one who do all the cashing.
And you only
see, man. Man, this type of stuff just burns me up because like you don't have a clue what you're talking about, dude. This is a prime example of somebody who just sound good and is more concerned with sounding good than being good, right? Now, basically, I guess he's trying to imply that if you approaching women, then you got to be a trick. You got to be a simp. You got to be a trick just based on the fact that you're approaching women. But you know, there's different reasons to approach a woman other than quote unquote smashing, right? You might want to approach a woman for different reasons, right? See, when the ism sees a woman, you know, obviously the reason that we approaching is totally different than, you know, the reason why the trick is. It's totally different. You know, our intentions are totally different. So because our intentions are totally different, for one, the approach is going to be totally different. And then the conversation is going to be totally different because we have totally different intentions. Right? See, the trick, he want to touch her in ways that's going to bring some instant gratification and things of that nature. And he wants to exchange services for funds and all that type of stuff. The ism, though, you know, we want to touch her, but we want to touch her in places that the trick is not going to be able to reach. The average guy is not going to be able to reach. The boyfriend is not going to be able to reach. We want to touch her in areas where the average man, period, ain't going to be able to reach. And it's the spirit of the ism that's operating within us that's going to allow us to touch her in those areas, right? Right? We trying to connect on a spiritual level. We want to connect on a mental level, right? Because we want to build. We want something bigger than what's between her legs, right? We want to build something big. So just like the NBA might approach an athlete, or, you know, a college team might scout an athlete at a high school or something like that, you know, because they want to establish something, they want to build something. Hey, the game, the ism, we ain't no different. We the major leagues. And we might see a chick in the minor leagues dealing with minor things, majoring in minor things, and we want to, you know, help her evolve in order to help her elevate to the major leagues. So you could look at it that way, right? But all of this, you know, sit back and wait for permission, you know, like a nice, well-mannered young man, and you know, just because you approaching somebody, that make you a trick or a simp. That's crazy. This is, see, you got to be able to, when you hear certain things, right, you have to be able to read it to a point where you know where it's coming from, right? And when I hear him talk about this in particular, I'm able to read what he's saying and see where it's coming from. And it's coming from a place of fear. It's coming from a place of intimidation. He's scared of women. He's intimidated by women. So to smoke screen that fear and intimidation and make himself look like he's above the fear and intimidation, oh man, if you approach women, you a simp. That's because it's so that puts him in a position where he never has to approach women and prove to you that what he's saying is true, because ultimately he's scared and he wants to smoke screen that. So because, you know, you have other people on YouTube like AMS, Alpha Male Strategies, right? Where it's sinful. That's another somebody who's sinful to roasted. Y'all want to see me go get some snow bunnies? Oh, man. But, you know, you can say what you want about Alpha Male Strategies, but at least you have seen him in action dealing with women, right? And I haven't watched him in a long time, and I haven't watched a whole lot of his content, but I do recall, if I'm not mistaken, I think I've seen Alpha Male Strategies approach women. I don't know if he do the quote unquote cold approach or whatever the case may be, but yeah, basically what this dude is saying is out of fear, and he's saying what he's saying to smoke screen the fear and intimidation of women. Let's continue.
Pursue something because you want it. People pursue that which is of value. Men come to take, women have resources. Women are a resource to men. I don't know any resource that's free. I don't know no food that's free. I don't know no success story that was obtained for free. I don't know none of this equipment that y'all got for free. None of it.
Let me tell y'all something, man.
And I just got to say this. This chick, she's yet another example of people who have the power and the freedom to get on the internet and say whatever they want before masses of people and get a whole bunch of clicks, views, likes, things of that nature, but don't have a clue of what they talking about. You know what I mean? And just like you have people that might confuse his lame ass for the ism, you have people that might confuse this chick with a 304. But in actuality, she don't have a fraction of the game that the 304 got. Because listen to what she's saying. She's saying that, you know, I don't think she said that part yet, but if I'm not mistaken, she goes on to say that, you know, basically the only thing men are good for is finances, basically tricking. So fortunately for y'all, I've made a video speaking on trick ray vision and, you know, all about what that means, right? So this chick right here, she's just another one that got trick ray vision. She believes that the best thing that a man could do for her is trick shit. Behave like a trick, act like a trick, think like a trick, move like a trick. Just be a trick to her in every kind of way possible. That's the best thing that she can see a man doing for her. She can't see a man making her a better woman, empowering her, lacing her with game in order to do things that she probably never imagined doing, you know, building with her. Like, she can't imagine none of that because her vision is so narrow and limited and her thinking is so small. The only thing she can comprehend a man doing for her is tricking. And she think that's the best thing that a man could do for her is tricking. But I just had to put that out there because just like he don't know what he talking about, she really don't know what she talking about. And you have two goofballs here and you got one goofball critiquing a greater goofball. I will say that she's probably a greater goofball than he is, but ultimately it's one goofball critiquing another goofball. Don't neither one of these lames know what the hell they talking about, but let's continue.
Listen to this foolishness from this deep voice chick right here, man. Let me tell y'all something. A resource is something that comes into your life. You apply it to your life. It makes your life better. It improves your life. It improves your plight. It improves your grind. It improves your mind. It improves your spirit. It improves your body. It improves your existence. It improves your household. It improves something.
Can it improve your ability to shut the hell up because you don't know what the hell you talking about all this improving and shit, man? Shut the hell up. He talking like he just learned what the definition of improve yesterday, and, you know, his teacher taught him how to use improve in the sentence, and now he just wearing the shit out, man. Man, shut the hell up. These people just be talking, man. Let's continue.
Being intimate with a woman don't give you nothing. It takes from you. You lose testosterone when you do that. The moment after a man catches one, it's the weakest point of a man's life. Anybody can come in and jump you at that point. You can't fight nobody at that point. Your body automatically goes into this emergency reload of testosterone because you just lost a boatload. Sometimes if you lose enough, your body will put you to sleep. It'll put you to sleep because it needs you to be asleep. Think about it. The body rests, recovers, and restores when you're asleep. You lose enough testosterone while you mess around with some scallywag, your body will put you right to sleep. So the
man, again, this is somebody who just be talking. You could just tell that he ain't somebody who, one, I mean, I don't know how in shape he is. I don't know if he work out. I don't know how he take care of himself. But listen, man, and, you know, I'm 42 years old. And still, you know what I mean? I can handle my business in the bedroom and then go get up and handle whatever other business I got to handle, right? With no issue, right? But that's because I take care of myself a certain type of way. And especially when I was young. See, a lot of young people gonna listen to this. A lot of young people have listened to what he's saying and they taking heed to it and moving according to it and don't even understand like there's a greater outlook. There's a greater way to be, right? And again, he just talking. You know, now if you somebody who don't take care of yourself to the best of your ability and your performance ain't up to par and you got the performance level of a trick. Why he talking about tricks? If you have the performance level of a trick, then yeah, you might be that type of individual that fall asleep, you know what I mean, around a 304 after she done wore you out. Yeah, you might be that type of guy, but listen, man, why you speaking on this Izm, man? Izm ain't getting down like that. You know, Izm ain't smashing and then passing out in front of the 304. Nah. But let's continue.
I think she put you to sleep. No, your body put you to sleep because you done gave this scallywag all your tests. So now your body got to replenish it. And the best way for it to replenish it is to put you to sleep. So it ain't really got to focus on you breathing hard and talking and moving and doing all that. You understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing that you get from this so-called resource except that one rush of a good feeling, and the cost of that feeling is your masculine hormone.
Women are just like this equipment. Right? Men compare women to cars all the time. Last time I looked, you had to purchase a car, right?
God damn, this chick, like, you ever see somebody talk? I don't know if y'all see what I see when I look at this chick, but have you ever watched and listened to somebody talk and you look at their eyes and there's just nothing there? You can just tell that there's air going on in her head and that's it. Like, it's not even a brain. It's just hollow space in her head. You ever look at somebody and you look in their eyes and you could just tell it ain't nothing upstairs? That's what she looked like. I don't even know how she's able to talk and articulate words, even though she ain't saying no hell of a shit. I'm surprised that she could even say what she's saying because I could look at her eyes and tell it ain't no brain in there. She just talking. I don't know. Maybe it's like a program. It's like a microchip that you stick in the back of her head and she's programmed to say, you know, certain things. I don't know, but this chick is an air. You could just look at her eyes and just, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if y'all can relate to what I'm talking about, man, but just some people, when I listen to them, like, put it like this. I'm going to go back a little bit. Like, now it's mute. You don't even have to hear what she's saying to know she's an airhead. to know she's slow. Just watch her talk and look at her eyes. Man, am I tripping? Do y'all see what I see? Like, I don't even have to hear what she's saying. I know you an airhead. Oh, man. This is hilarious. Right? But enough about them. I don't want to make the whole video about them. Y'all know me. I could get on I can get on a topic, man, and just stay there forever and roast forever and expound forever and break down forever. But let's move along, man, because I'll be on that. I'll be on that all night, man. Let me put some more love in my body, man. If y'all ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button. Hydrate my game again. But yeah, I wasn't really trying to like really go in on BOA or go in on that chick that he was giving a review about. I just wanted to use him as an example of somebody who's relatively popular and influential and has a certain level of charisma, speaks with a certain level of conviction, but has no clue of what he's talking about. And he's only talking about stuff that he heard. He's not talking about stuff that he's done or that he knows. Tyler, good looking with the $2 holla. You dig? BOA admitted he never felt love from his mom. I'm glad you mentioned that, Ty, because you know that's important. That makes a major difference, man. And y'all have heard me speak on that before. But you got a lot of guys out there that they got a bitter taste in their mouth for their mother, the woman that birthed them into the world. And, you know, for a lot of guys, if they have a bitter taste in their mouths for that woman, then, you know, a lot of times they gonna have a bitterness when it comes to dealing with all women or most women, right? Especially if they didn't have like a grandmother or an auntie or, you know, some motherly figure in their life. A lot of guys who ain't never had that, you know, they when it comes to dealing with women, a lot of those types of dudes, they have a me versus them outlook on dealing with women, right? Let me get over on her before she gets over on me type shit. And, you know, the ism, man, we operating on a much greater level than that. The ism is thinking much bigger than that. The ism understands the power of cooperation and what it takes to get the highest level of cooperation, the best cooperation. Right? JJ says, what if your mom did you wrong? I get that. I understand that. Right? But when you mature as a man, you know, when you deal with different women, you'll see other examples of women that might be better than the mother that birthed you into the world. You know, when you a man and you out dealing with people and you dealing with women and you might meet that woman's mother or you might meet that woman's grandmother. And, you know, I've had, you know, students in my life whose mother loved me like I was their own, like they birthed me into the world. You know what I mean? I got a whole lot of, I guess you could call them extra mothers. You know what I mean? Extra moms. I got a whole bunch of extra moms, man. It's certain chicks who, even after me and her weren't, you know, involved with each other and didn't talk to each other anymore, I still maintain a relationship with their mother. You know, it's certain chicks who, you know, I done went to church with their mom before. I done, you know, kicked it with their mom before, you know, come over for dinner, and not on no funny shit, not on some like me trying to get at the mom, just on some mother and son level type shit. You know what I mean? So, and not just that, but like okay, now I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel some sort of pain or that you wrong for feeling some sort of pain if your mother did you wrong when you was growing up or when you was a child or whatever the case may be, right? If you feel pain from that, I'm not saying that you're wrong. What I am saying is at some point as a man, it's in your best interest to grow from that, to evolve from that, so that you can be the best man that you can possibly be. Because if you got a chip on your shoulder for all women based on what your mom did, you know, you serving yourself in extreme injustice. Because, you know, there's so many great things to life that you gonna need a woman to do. It's in your best interest to have a woman in your life in order to make certain things happen. And if you got a vendetta towards all women based on your mama, you gonna serve yourself an injustice. And, you know, the women out there that you could potentially be a blessing to, you serving them an injustice as well. right? So take it from somebody who, you know, I have always loved my mother. There's never been a time where I didn't love my mother, right? And fortunately for me, that has, you know, empowered me a certain type of way to be able to appreciate women. And not just my mother, but I got a whole lot of aunties, older female cousins, my grandmother when she was here. You know, I've had a lot of great examples of what women are, right? And, you know, I'm just at a point in life now where, you know, I have had those moments where I was on some me versus her type shit or me versus them type shit. But, you know, I'm just at a point in life now where I just think bigger, I want bigger, I see bigger, so I'm gonna be bigger. And I understand the power of, you know, again, cooperation with women and the beautiful things that it can do. But, you know, and then not just that, but man, as a man, just on some real shit as a man, walking around with pain and being emotional and you throwing a tantrum around women and you treat women bad just based on your feelings and your emotions and all, man, that's feminine. That's girly. You know what I mean? When you pouting and, you know, you just, you know, a woman could do the slightest thing to you and you know, you having a fit and you know, just all the weird shit that a lot of these dudes be doing, man. You know, and we gonna get into that as well. Certain things that guys in the game do that don't have nothing to do with no ism, man. You know, matter of fact, you know, this is a good segue into that. We can get into that now, right? You know, things that cats be doing in the game that ain't got nothing to do with no ism, right? You know, you got a lot of guys that they feel some type of way when they got a chick and the chick get out on them, the chick blow up on them, the chick leaves, right? She does what every 304 in the game has the right to do, and that's choose, right? Now, a gentleman that's operating in the spirit of ism, you know, he gonna make it as smooth and copacetic as possible for the chick to part ways. Me, myself, if a chick want to part ways with me, I'm going to make sure she has transportation. I'm going to make sure that she has some funds. I'm talking about now if she done right by me, which in most cases she done right by me. Just like I done right by her, we done right by each other if she want to part ways. Okay, cool. You know, I'm going to make sure she got some money. You know, when a chick handling her business and everything is cool, she gonna not only have a bank account, but she gonna have some money in that bank account so that if she does want to blow, she gonna have enough money to blow with, right? That's just some ism. But and then not just that, but you know, if she go choose up with some more of it, and that man give me the phone call, hey man, I'm a do my best to give him, you know, the best hoe facts on the chick that I could possibly give so that he could do his job accordingly, right? And, you know, that's going to make my ism look good. Not just in his eyes, but in her eyes. You know, she not scared. You know, and she going to be proud to give that man my phone number. Because of the way that I carry myself, the reputation that I've built in the game, you know, she ain't gonna have no problem. But a lot of y'all guys who might be in attendance and who might see this on the replay, a lot of y'all, let me tell you what it's like, because a lot of y'all don't think about this. A lot of y'all guys in the game that think you got this ism, but you don't have this ism. You just doing some of the things that we do in this game, but it's not in the name of ism. It's not in the name of this game. It's in the name of yourself and your feelings and your emotions, right? Let me give you my perspective of what it's like dealing with one of y'all guys. Chick comes, she want to mess with me, right? She get on my line, or, you know, I might get her out of pocket somewhere down and around, whatever the case may be, right? But she's letting me know that she want to get down with me, right? And, you know, some of y'all make it hard for a chick to even get a fee. Like I said, me, myself, I'm going to make sure she got enough to bust a move with, right? To where if she just don't want to deal with me no more, she got money in her bank account, and whatever she got, she could leave with no problem. I'm a helper pack. You know what I mean? But you guys don't want this chick to have any kind of money to bust a move with. And I can't be mad at that, because that's some high level gentleman shit. A lot of y'all can't comprehend that, and I don't count that against you, right? But it just is what it is. A lot of y'all be scared to let the chick have some money. You know what I mean? She got to ask you every time she need to go get something to eat. Instead of letting you know, like, I could understand if the chick got the money and she just let you know what she need to do throughout the day. Like, I got to go get my nails done. I got to pay my car insurance. I got to pay my phone bill, whatever the case may be. She's letting you know, but she already got the money to do it, right? Whereas you guys, she can't have more than $50 on her. She can't even have $25 on her. Daddy, I need to go get some weed. Okay, bitch, here you go. Daddy, I need to go to the Target and get some hygiene, you know, deodorant, toothpaste, stuff like, okay, here you go. You know, you gotta like bird feed her. You gotta micromanage everything that she do. She can't do nothing without you overseeing her every step. That's not the game. Not only is that not the game, but that's going to get you in trouble. Because a lot of y'all be making these chicks feel trapped. Y'all be having hostages. You don't be having 304s. You got hostages. You know what I mean? But, so she get on my line. She want to come mess with me. But, you know, she can't stack up no ends because, you know, you got to log into her online banking if she even got a bank account. You got to log into her shit just like she do. So you watching her every move. You getting her messages forwarded to your phone, so she can't even talk on the phone. Man, this is some of the stuff y'all be doing. This ain't got nothing to do with the game. You know what I mean? If if you got her messages and her call log, if you able to track all of that from your phone, the game never knew you. That's not the game, right? If you scared for her to have some money in her bank account and she got to ask you if she want to buy a piece of bubble gum or whatever, you know, something to drink, she got to ask you for the money to go get it. And she got to wait for you to give it to her and all that. Hey man, the game never knew you, right? So these type of chicks get on a real one's line, and this is what we have to deal with, right? You know, and this is what she got to deal with. Now, you know, in some cases, the pimpin' might be gracious enough to give her enough game to navigate out of that situation, right? And sometimes that takes place. But let's just say she does somehow, some way, whether the pimpin' navigator or she figures it out on her own, she get enough money to bust a move and come with the pimpin', right? She's like scared for you to call him. Right? She's scared for the real one to call one of you guys. Cause she like, oh, he got my birth certificate and my social security card, which I don't know why y'all be doing that. I don't know why y'all be giving these dudes your birth certificate. I don't know why y'all be giving these dudes your social security card. I don't even want that shit. I've never carried no chick's social security card, birth certificate, and then when she trying to leave, I'm holding on to it to keep her around, all that shit. No. If you holding birth certificates, social security cards, IDs, and all that shit, the game never knew you. Another thing y'all got terribly bad that I can't stand is when the chick got a dog or a cat or a pet and she want to blow and you kidnap the pet. If you kidnapping pets, man, the game never knew you. You know what I mean? The game never, ever knew you. But this is what the real one has to deal with when these chicks come from you guys. Right? She on some like, oh, well, you know, I got this money. I do want to be down with you, Freeze, but you know, he got my social security card, or he got my birth certificate. He got my ID. You know, I can't even check into a room unless, you know, he give me the ID. And then after I check into the room, I got to give him the ID back. And, you know, I can't even drive around, and, you know, he won't let me do nothing. This is y'all, man. That is not the game. This is not pimping. Y'all think because you got 4 or 5 chicks giving you some money and they calling you daddy, that make you the ism. But no, if you're doing this, the game never knew you. You know what I mean? She's scared to bust a move because she thinking that you won't give her documents back, right? Or she like, you know, I want to bust a move. I want to give you this money, but you know, he got my dog over there, and you know, he always let me know that if I did try to choose up with somebody, he gonna hurt my dog. You know what I mean? One time I got out of pocket with somebody and he found out, and you know, he was on the phone and I could hear the dog whimpering in the background like he was over there hurting my baby. This the shit y'all be doing, man. This is not the game. Man, this ain't the game. You dig? So you have those kind of situations, or I really do want to come be down with you, Freeze, but I got a real tight relationship with my family, and they don't know what I do, and I haven't figured out how to tell them. I want to let them know, but I'm scared to let them know, and he always be holding that over my head that if I ever chose up with anybody, he gonna send my OnlyFans videos to my mama and to my dad, and I know if he did that, my family, they gonna disown me. They ain't gonna want to mess with me no more. So, I want to get with you, but I'm scared that if I get with you, he going to be sending my family these pictures and these videos, and, I can't have that. This is y'all. I know y'all thinking like, man, Freeze, ain't nobody doing that, man. That's ridiculous, Freeze. Ain't nobody doing that in real life. Man, I guarantee you it's 200 some people in here right now. It's some of these guys in here right now watching this shit. You know what I mean? They in here right now. And if they ain't in here right now, they gonna see it later on, man. But the game never knew you. We don't get down like that. We don't make chicks feel trapped. We don't hold shit over their heads so that they don't leave. And we ain't trying to keep nobody around who don't want to be around. That's not the game. That ain't got nothing to do with this ism, man. You dig? And, a lot of that shit that I just named, a lot of those things, they come from a certain place. Now, okay, I will say this. Some of you guys who do these kind of things, you do them because it's just who you are, right? It's just in you. You know better. You know that that's not pimpish. You know that that's not the game, but you don't have the game. So even though you know that that's not how we operate, you do that because it's just who you are. And you've been around, some of y'all been around for 10 years or longer. So you definitely know better, but that's just who you are. You don't know any other way to be, right? Then you have a demographic of guys in the game that do that kind of stuff because they don't know any better. This is what they were taught was the game. As Sinful the P would say about himself, they came in the game retarded, right? Now, Sinful the P didn't come into the game that kind of retarded. He never did that kind of shit, But, Sinful to P, if you go back and watch his videos, and some of y'all know which videos I'm talking about right now, but he's told you stories about how he was before he went to prison versus after prison, right? And before he went to prison, he told y'all that he came into the game retarded and he was dirty macking and things like that, right? But the ism was already in him. He just was moving based off of false information that he picked up along the way from, guys that he thought was the ism but were not the ism, or they weren't operating within the spirit of the ism, right? So you have guys like that do all the same type of stuff that I just named, but it's only because they don't know any better and they think that that's the game. But some of you guys can be taught, laced, like, hold on, man, that's not the game. And then once you learn what the game really is, you take it and run with it, and you good. Right? You got some guys like that. But a lot of you guys, it's just who you are. Okay, why is it who you are? You probably have some sort of pain, like we was just talking about. You have some type of emotional trauma and all that kind of shit. But listen, man, that ain't got nothing to do with the game. That ain't got nothing to do with manhood. Anytime you holding the chick's belongings hostage or you holding something over her head so that she don't leave you, hey, man, that's womanly. That's something that I expect a broad to do. You know what I mean? That's something that actually, I've seen some broads do. It's some chicks out there that'll like, you know what I mean? You think ladies in the game is the only HT victims, and you know what I mean by HT or ST. You think y'all think that the chicks, man, is the only HT victims, man. Hey, it's some pimps out there, man. There's some gentlemen in the game that done been some HT victims as well. You know what I mean? It's some guys out there that have been forced to pimp on certain females. It sound ridiculous and it sound comical, but it's definitely true. You have certain chicks that's like, listen, if you don't accept my money, I'm going to put this in your business and I'm going to put them in your business and you're going to have these kind of problems and those kind of problems. You better take this money and you better pimp on me. You got some deranged chicks out there that's like that, right? And, that type of stuff is more expected from them than, some ism. Ism don't get down like that. But yeah, you got the Sepulveda the Prince. You know what I'm talking about? It's some pimps out there who done been some HT victims, man. Who done been intimidated, coerced, forced to pimp. Come on, man. We know them type of guys out there. They around, man. It goes on. It's messed up, but it's true. It happens, man. Yeah, we need to, just like they got a hotline for the bras this being HT'd, man. We need a hotline for the pimping too, man. I might start a hotline, man, for any pimps, man, any players in the game who might be, they might be forced to do what they do. They might be intimidated or coerced, to do what they do, man. So, right. Punking and bullying the pimping into submission, like Ambassador Ron say. For real, man. We know this type of shit happens. You dig? But hey, I mean, fortunately, man, I haven't been a victim of that, but I know some guys who have, and it's not a pretty sight, man. But yeah, man, the ism, we don't do that to women, man. A lot of guys have heard the term or the phrase, "it's by choice, not by force." but they don't really take that. They don't really internalize that and live by it. Right? So yeah, man. That type of stuff ain't the ism. Let me hydrate my game one time. One more again. Come on, man. You mean to tell me it's 224 y'all up in here, but only 161 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door? Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. The like should, how long we been rocking? We've been on here 120 minutes. I mean, an hour and 20 minutes, 80 minutes. Almost 81 minutes, man. The likes should look a lot like the views. The viewers, you dig? Yeah, man. This ism is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing, right? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, man, this ism is a beautiful thing, right? Because when you got somebody operating within the spirit of ism, it's powerful. It empowers you in certain ways to do things that the average individual can't do. And another thing about the ism, right? As I've said before, not only is it a spiritual connection, but in order for that spiritual connection to take place within a man, that man got to have certain blessings already operating within him in the first place, right? Now, a lot of y'all have heard the term that pimps are born, not made. I would say that pimps are not born. Nobody is born a pimp. But at the same time, pimps are not made. Like, I can't just manufacture a pimp. And a female definitely can't manufacture no pimp. So pimps are not necessarily made, and neither is a pimp born a pimp. But what I will say is that, certain gifts are bestowed upon a pimping by the Most High. And these gifts would make him very well suited to do a lot of different things. But if he chooses to get involved in the lifestyle, those gifts are going to they're going to empower him, right? And everybody has different gifts. Everybody ain't the same. You have guys that are not necessarily the most articulate. They don't have the coldest mouthpiece. But that doesn't mean, that they not the ism. Sinful to Pete told y'all before as well that, once upon a time, and I pretty much thought the same thing for a long time as well, that, every P has a mouthpiece. And that's not necessarily the case. But that cat who ain't got the coldest mouthpiece, he may have way more pimping with him than some of these guys who just sound real good. You got some guys that just talk a good when they know how to pop it. They mouthpiece is cold. But when you go past the mouthpiece, when you dig underneath and see what's underneath the mouthpiece, ain't nothing there. Or it's only a little bit there. Right? But we all are blessed with various gifts. Right? A lot of us are blessed with the same gifts. Some of us are blessed with different gifts than others. But whatever the case, those gifts are conducive to the ism, so that when the ism come up on you, you able to, operate on a high level, right? Yeah, man, because again, these things that I'm talking about that the ism does and a lot of these other guys don't do, is because these blessings are already in us, and then the spirit of ism is operating with us as well at the same time, right? So, it's the ism that allows a man to, deal with women, multiple women, and deal with them in a masterful type of way, right? Where, you're not, because see, when you able to deal with multiple women at the same time, you got to be able to be diplomatic, and you got to be able to keep peace and order, right? Because you got cats that got stables, you got cats that might be deep, but it's a lot of chaos. It's a lot of nonsense. It's a lot of drama. It's a lot of being pulled in various directions, and there ain't no order, ain't no leadership going on, right? And, you got a lot of guys that they might be deep, but they not really pimping, because the spirit of the ism ain't flowing within them, right? Okay. And then, speaking of that leadership, right? That's one of the characteristics that the ism is blessed with. He might be a good leader in other various walks of life, but that leadership quality about himself just makes him very well suited to be in the game. So when you put the spirit of ism with the leadership, it just makes him a cold force in the game, right? And see, you got a lot of guys. This is another thing about the ism that separates the ism from just guys in the game, right? You have a lot of guys, man, they not going to keep it 100, but it's just the truth. You got a lot of guys that treat they ladies like they homegirls. And they act like they're one of the homegirls, right? As you've heard me say before, you got a lot of guys that be a bitch to get a bitch. And you ain't got to do that, man. When you got the ism in you, you know that not only do you not have to do that, but you're not going to go very far doing that. But you got a lot of guys that treat chicks like they homegirl. Their peers, right? That's just like you have certain parents that treat their child like their friend. And to a certain extent that can be good, but when you treat them like too much of a friend, then they start to act, more superior than they should be. They lose their place. They forget their place, right? So it's important to keep things in perspective. And it's important to establish order from the gate and let it be known like, okay, I'm the leader. This is my role, right? You're under my leadership. This is your role. A lot of cats don't know how to do that and have a chick still be down with them, right? They don't know how to make chicks make certain sacrifices because they too busy being a homegirl. And they don't understand that, you stunting the growth of this chick. You hindering her from being the best that she can be. Not just in this game, but just as a woman, period. Because you too busy being her homegirl. Right? She don't understand her role. So she can't be her best. like Desmond say, equality the P. Yeah, and there's definitely equality going on, but not with the leadership, not with the ism, right? And see, this is why a lot of chicks in the game don't respect P's the way that they should, because they ain't never been checked. When they talk like one of the fellas, because you've encouraged that in them to be that way, they don't get checked. You know, I don't sit and gossip with my ladies about other men or other ladies. We don't do that. Right? And see, that's the thing about the ism too, right? The ism is able to recognize patterns. The ism is able to utilize patterns or avoid bad patterns, and the ism is able to create patterns, right? And one pattern that the ism is able to identify, right? There's some cold game about to give to y'all. And you know, it might be a little uncomfortable for some to digest and then apply, but it's crucial, right? Listen, one pattern that the ism is able to identify and shake and avoid, not only for himself, but encourage and empower his students to shake and avoid, is the pattern of gossip. If you pay attention, most of the shit that you see on social media, most of the content creators that you watch on the internet, period, it's all a bunch of gossip. Just while we live, you can do that while we live. Just go through your swipe down, swipe the screen down if you're looking on your phone, or if you're looking on your computer, just look at the recommended videos. Look at what's being recommended to you. When you go on Instagram, look at the shit in your explore section. The majority of it is gossip. The majority of it is this person exposing that person. This person got exposed by that person. This person is terrible because of that. This person did this to this person, and so on and so forth. It's a whole bunch of people talking about other people. The ism is able to identify that and avoid that. Not just for himself, but for his ladies as well. Like, look, don't tune into that. It's other shit on the internet that's going to suit you a whole lot better. If you're going to look at some shit on the internet, look at this. Pay attention to this, right? Because, there's other things on the internet that is not so much gossip, and it's more nourishing for your mind and nourishing for your soul, right? And you will see me at times roast individuals or use somebody as an example of what the game is or is not. But one thing you're not going to catch me doing is a whole bunch of gossip, talking about somebody simply because I don't like that person. You ain't going to catch me doing that, right? And in most cases, when you do see me talk about somebody else, like when I roasted the boy Poetic Tacos the other day, y'all know him as Poetic Flacco. When I roasted Poetic Tacos the other day, it's because I was minding my business. And when my name was mentioned, he felt the need to mention my brother's name in a derogatory way. So that's the only reason why he was talked about. But if it's not for things like that, if somebody doesn't start it, then you're not going to really hear me talk about somebody else. And even if I do talk about somebody else, it's not going to be done in a gossip type of way, right? Like, just to give an example, the difference between somebody like myself or a Sinful to P and these other people when they talk about people, right? Like if you pay attention to Sinful to P, he didn't do a whole lot of doxing. He didn't really do any doxing at all. Like if he roasted somebody, even if it's somebody who did some doxing with him, even if you had somebody who put his information out there, put out his address, put out where he lived, like Charleston White did and others did, you know what I mean? Sinful never got into that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? If he did speak on somebody else, he was putting a magnifying glass on their character, right? And speaking based on that. And like even with Flacco, like when I roasted Flacco the other day, you didn't see me digging up shit and trying to find out where he lived or try to find out this, that, and the third. Now I played some videos where other people was doing that just to show his character, you know, just to show that, you know, his history is a mystery. But you didn't see me like digging, trying to find out what his history was. Now, the boy 16 Shot Him was live, I think last night or yesterday, something like that. But the boy 16 Shot Him was live talking about Flacco because in the same live that Flacco had disrespected Sinful to P, he disrespected 16 Shot Him as well. So I roasted Flacco in my way. 16 Shot Him, you know, was digging, trying to find out as much information about Flacco. This is his real name. This is his alias. He had this kind of case. He had that kind of case. He's from over here. He lives over here and all that type of stuff. And he's like putting up documents and, you know, he was just like digging to find as much, like the Izm ain't gonna do that. I'm not that, even when that gets done to me, right? Izm ain't gonna get into all the gossiping and exposing and all that type of stuff, right? You know, Izm ain't gonna do that. And if Izm ever does do something like that, it's gotta be for a particular reason, for a bigger purpose, right? Right. Like Adam Guy said, sin used to say that has the snitch spirit in it. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's another reason why I ain't gonna play them type of games, because, you know, these other people, they more serious about that type of stuff than I am. Like, I don't care to expose somebody to that extent. You know, but they gon' do stuff with me. Like, you have people that have put addresses, like I told y'all about that before. I got a little cousin who's named after me. My little cousin got the same first and last name as me, right? So you've had individuals that have put addresses out there, and, you know, some of those addresses ended up being, you know, connected to my family, right? Not me. My family, who just so happened to share my name, right? And then not just that, but my cousin who has my same name, you know, when you Google my name, just for instance, right, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna just show y'all what I'm talking about. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Oh, wait. Now watch this. Now I ain't Googled myself in a while, but just watch this. Oh, see, I ain't Googled myself in a while. See, this stuff used to be at the top. It was for a long time that when you Google my name, this is the first thing that pops up, right? So, for this guy right here, that's my little cousin, right? And as you can see, he got the same name as me. My little cousin got the same name as me, right? So this is what's messed up for him because, you know, we live in a time where everybody Googles everything. Everybody researches everything, right? So, can you imagine if he goes for a job? Now, he's cool and, you know, but he has had this type of shit come up before, you know, where he might be going to school because he was in college when he was a little bit younger, right? But just going to college or going for a job interview or something like that, you know, and for a long time, this was the first type of shit that would pop up, you know, and I ain't gonna mention the buster's name, excuse me, but it's a certain type of individual that hates people in the game like myself, and he flooded the search engine with this type of shit. Somebody who I ain't never met, never did nothing to. He just don't like the game and don't like me, right? But, you know, this is just a story. This is just something, as you can see right here, say podcast. Oh, wait. Wasn't trying to click on it, but since I did. But look at this. Got my name with this, you know, messed up stuff associated with it. And, you know, for those of y'all who might be ignorant, I've never had these type of allegations on me, neither in the court of law or by a particular individual. Nobody has ever put this type of stuff on me. There's never been anybody to come on the internet and say, Freeze did this to me. You've never had anybody on the internet come and say, Freeze did this to me, right? Nobody on earth. You've never had the justice system put this on me. Nowhere. Right? Now, unfortunately, I have a long rap sheet. I have a long criminal history. This will be found nowhere. No charges. I've never been acquitted for anything like this. I've never been charged for anything like this. Right? This is obviously somebody who, just like you, just like myself, they have the power to get on the internet and put whatever they want on there. You know what I mean? And, you know, they did it in such a way where it shows up on a bunch of different sites like this right here. This is another one where it got my name, same name as my little cousin. And this type of stuff is being put on there. So I say all of that to say this is why I don't play games with internet nerds. You ain't gonna catch me, you know, playing these type of games with these nerds because they got way more time and way more passion on their hands than I do concerning that, in regards to that. You know, and for the record, that's the messed up part. That's a whole nother discussion. But this individual, he's guilty of, he's far more, you know, the person that he's trying to accuse me of being than I am. I'm not even that person at all, but that's really him. But that's a whole nother discussion. But I say all of that to say, hold on. I say all of that to say, on the internet, that's the majority of what you're going to see. That's the majority of what you're going to see is people talking about other people, right? Now, just like it's a whole lot of negative gossip on the internet, that's a pattern, right? Like I said, Izm got pattern recognition. We can recognize patterns. And, if it's an unhealthy pattern going on, we know how to do the Barry Sanders on that and sidestep that and avoid that, right? Like dog shit. So, that's stuff that you don't have to be intentional about, right? That's stuff that without you trying, without you seeking it out, it's going to find you. The negativity, the bullshit on the internet, it's going to find you. Before you ever have to look for it, it's going to find you. Now, on the other hand, there's a lot of beautiful things on the internet as well. There's a lot of fruitful things, beneficial things on the internet as well, right? If you're into finance, there's a lot of stuff on the internet that can be beneficial to you when it comes to finance. And, there's so many different areas of finance, investing, saving, so many other things, right? It's so much that can benefit you on the internet when it comes to that. If you're into nutrition, there's a whole lot of stuff on the internet pertaining to nutrition that can be healthy and beneficial for you. If you're into fitness, it's a whole lot of good stuff on the internet pertaining to fitness. If you're into spirituality, there's a whole lot of stuff pertaining to that on the internet, right? Whatever it is that you're into that's healthy and fruitful and beneficial, there's something pertaining to that on the internet from somebody that knows what they're talking about. You just got to pay attention, right? Because just like in all of them areas, you got charlatans and frauds too. You got fraud-ass people talking about finance. You got fraud-ass people talking about health and wellness and fitness and all that type of stuff. You got fraud-ass people talking about spirituality. You got them, all across the board. But on the same token, you have genuine people. You have pure people that want the best for you and anybody else who can benefit from their content, right? So, that's the type of stuff that the Izm is going to be on, right? And that's why, my channel, when you come to this channel, the majority of what you see is going to be game oriented, right? And my purpose is to inspire you, as you've heard me say before. Now, inadvertently, I may teach you certain things. You're going to pick up some game just because I am the game and I'm going to spill game without even trying. And, you might learn some things listening to me, tuning in, right? But as I've told you before, it's a whole lot of other people on the internet that can teach you way better than me. Sinful to P was a much greater teacher than I am. Andre Taylor is a much greater teacher than I am. And, the list goes on. It's a lot of other people, that teach better than me. But one thing I do my best to make it my business to do is inspire you, because, the inspiration isn't everywhere. Education is everywhere, but inspiration is far more limited, right? So I do my best to, fill that void for you, give you the inspiration, that call to action that make you get up and go. Get up and, put things to action. So that's the game. That's the Izm. That's what Izm is about. That's what Izm is going to do. Izm is not going to indulge in a whole bunch of gossip. You know, whatever the hot topic is I'm jumping right on. Nah. You know what I mean? With the Drake and Kendrick battle, you didn't see me do 50 videos about that. With the whole Puffy situation, you ain't seen me do 50 videos about that. Right? And again, whatever you see me speak on, it's going to be some game involved, right? So yeah, that's the ism, man. That's what the ism is going to do. Okay, so Jim asks a good question. Do 304s and Ps do legal business too? Of course. And see, this the thing, right? This is what I will say. This is another thing about the ism, right? When you got the spirit of this ism flowing within you and operating within you, you have a strong belief in the game, right? You understand that the solution to everything is game. So whenever you face with a challenge, game is the solution. Whenever you have goals and ambitions, game is the solution. Anything that you're doing in life, game is the solution, right? So the ism understands this. And the thing about the ism, he's going to impart this same belief system into his students. So his students is going to believe what he believes. And just like he believes that the game is the solution for everything, his students are going to believe that the game is the solution for everything as well. And, you know, just like he's empowered a certain type of way by the game, you know, he's going to empower his students with the game as well. And once you have ladies in the game that are fully locked in with the game and fully in tune with their power as a lady in the game, you know, they're focused on being great. They're focused on mastering the art of breaking a trick. And, you know, that's something that is, you know, that outlook, that belief in the game is on life support when it comes to a lot of people. This maneuvering within this lifestyle. A lot of people don't believe in the game like that. A lot of people don't believe in themselves like that. They just want some money. Right? And because they just want some money, they don't really care to master the art of breaking on a trick. They're okay with accepting whatever the trick feels like giving them. Meaning, you know, the trick might, you know, he might have the wherewithal to pay this chick, you know, 5 figures or 6 figures. But she's not really concerned to dig in and figure out what he has the wherewithal to do. She's just cool with whatever he feels like parting ways with. So if he only want to give her $80 or $60, she cool with that, right? And see, when you have that type of low, weak belief, faint belief in the game, then you want to resort to a whole bunch of other things. You know, that's why you hear a lot of people in the game talking about, oh, I got an LLC. Oh, I got this and I got that. You know, I'm investing this way, or I got this business going on. Because one, they don't believe in the game. And they don't believe that the game is enough to give them what they want out of life. Right? They 304 and ain't enough. They pimping ain't enough. So they got to make this happen or that happen or whatever the case may be. You know, and that's the reason why they get involved in other businesses. Not for the reasons that they should be involved. See, a lot of people in the game are lazy, right? And that's why they talk like that. They talk like having an LLC or a business, or, you know, talking that investment mumbo jumbo. They talk like that because they think that it doesn't entail a lot of work. Right? And a lot of people in the game looking for an easy way out. And they think that's the easy way out. You know, that's why you hear a lot of chicks, like we talked about before, saying they don't want to be in the game at 30, and they ain't even been in the game 2 months. And they talking about what they don't want to do at 30. Right? Because they're lazy. And they see this as an easy way out. Right? So that's why you see a lot of people in the game talking like LLC, and I'm so tired of hearing this LLC talk, because these people that talk like that don't have a clue about business, right? And they talk like they doing something better than everybody else in the game when they're not, right? But on the other hand, you have people in the game that do great things within the game, right? They know that they can accomplish and make anything happen with the game. You know, you have chicks that understand and have mastered the art of breaking on a trick, right? So they're great at what they do. And, you know, if people like this do have endeavors when it comes to business and investments and things like that, it's not because they 304 ain't good enough or they pimping ain't good enough. Like my pimping ain't good enough to live the lifestyle that I want to live. My 304 ain't good enough to live the lifestyle that I want to live. So I'm going to take, you know, whatever I could scrape together, whatever I could put together, I'm going to take that and invest in this LLC so that I can live the lifestyle that I want to live. It's not that kind of outlook. It's, okay, I'm doing great with this. You know, I've mastered the art of breaking on a trick. You know what I mean? Or for the ism, you know, I've mastered the art of bringing the best out of my students, and we're doing great things. Now we want to diversify. Now we want to evolve and grow and do things on a broader scale. Now we want to legitimize ourselves. You know, see, it's a difference, right? A lot of people just come into the game because they're lazy. And in their mind, they're looking for a shortcut. But what the ism understands, and real 304s who've mastered the art of breaking on a trick understand, is that just like in the game, in order to be great, you're going to have to really put work in. You know, you can't be lazy in the game and have great results. Great results come from people who do great shit, and doing great shit entails a lot of work. You ain't never seen somebody that was great at anything and lazy at the same time. People in the game who understand that, they also understand that, you know, starting a business, making investments is also going to entail a lot of work. So they going into it not thinking like, oh man, this is an easy way out. I'm going to be able to kick back and just make a whole bunch of money. No, they like, okay, I'm going to be proactive about this. I'm going to invest time. I'm going to invest energy. I'm going to invest work in this business, in this investment, right? So that's the difference. And no, Femi 651, that's not necessarily true. Femi 651 says LLC is low budget S corp, then you're doing something. That's not necessarily true, because you have some very, very highly successful LLCs. You know what I mean? Like, you really do. You know, you have some You have some record labels historically that were LLCs that ended up being highly successful. Some of them changed later on from an LLC once they grew into an S corp, but it's not always the case. And then especially in today's time, right? You know, because an LLC is cool if you have like a small group of people. If you're going to have a lot of employees, then yeah, the S corp is cool. But if it's only like a handful of people that make your operation go, then you can do the LLC and it'd be cool, right? And again, like I said, you got people with highly successful LLCs. Let's see. Okay. Cargill and Koch Industries secured the top 2 places last year, with Cargill at the top spot for 10 years in a row with $109 billion in revenue. Albertsons, Deloitte, and PricewaterhouseCoopers round out the top 5. And these are top LLC companies. So, like I said, man, just because somebody has an LLC, that don't mean they low budget. You see here, this LLC, Cargill, 10 years in a row, they've had the top spot, top earning LLC. They earned $109 billion in revenue. I don't think that's low budget, man. So, it's just what makes you say that is that a lot of low budget people are attracted to LLCs and the LLC talk and all this type of stuff. You got a lot of low budget people that don't know anything beyond saying LLC. And a lot of them don't even know what an LLC is. They can't even tell you what the acronyms or the backronym stands for and what it means. So, yeah, it's a lot of S corps that ain't earning $109 billion in revenue. You dig? And Albertsons, I didn't even know Albertsons was an LLC. And Albertsons is major. You dig? Albertsons got a whole bunch of employees, thousands of employees. But I didn't know that they were an LLC. But that just goes to show you. You dig? Desmond say, yeah, getting an LLC was trendy 2 years ago. It's still trendy. You still got a lot of goofballs talking about they got an LLC. You know what I mean? I got an S corp that I created like 10 years ago. And I didn't do shit with it. But I can say I got an S corp. That shit don't mean nothing. You go on LegalZoom right now and create an LLC or an S corp in a few minutes. It costs you probably a couple $100. That's nothing. What are you doing with it? Right? Yeah, so y'all learned a little something, some of y'all. LLC just a basic business term. No, well, see what most likely happened, right? And I don't even know where all of these broads in the game and all of these, people that ain't really that smart talking about LLCs. I don't even know how it became a thing, how it became popular. But most likely there was somebody influential on the internet, whether it was a rapper or a content creator or what have you, that made the shit popular and everybody else took it and ran with it. You dig? But we gonna end up wrapping this thing up in just a minute. But I gotta handle some business real quick. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. If you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you step to a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button. You dig? Be right back.
It's one of them joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here, resuscitate your pimping and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, just that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets strife, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without. Bitch, one strike you out. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. The pimpin' mashin' for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about when running my earned route. And working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scarred bitch. That's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin', man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimping and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, it's that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this.
Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun. All right, we back at it. But yeah, man, to sum it all up, the ism is a spiritual thing, right? So if you wonder what the ism is a spiritual thing. It's not just something that somebody does, but it's what's driving the individual in the game. You know, some people are driven by money. Some people are driven by different sensations like, you know, drugs, alcohol, intimacy in the bedroom, things of that nature. The ism is what drives, you know, people that's really true to the game. People that have it in them to live up to the standard of the game. Because you got some people that don't have the ism in them, but they intellectually know some of the same things that the ism knows, but they don't have it in them to live up to what the ism lives up to. Like, for instance, right? You got cats that they intellectually know in their minds that it's not the pimpish thing to do to interrupt a pimp when he's sweating your broad. You know, your broad might be down. She might be in the casino. She might be on the blade, wherever she is. And the ism might be shooting his shot at her. As long as he's doing it in a gentleman-like fashion, ism ain't gonna have a problem with it. But these other guys that intellectually know that that's not pimpish, they gon', hey man, let her work. Hey man, that's me, man. Hey man, she spoken for. Hey man, man, you sweating her a little too hard, P. You know, those guys, they know that that's not the pimpish thing to do, but they can't help themselves. So that's the difference between the ism and these regular guys, man. You know, the ism, the spirit is leading the pimping when they got the ism in them. They not being led by drugs. They not being led by money. And even though money is a major incentive, you know, we wouldn't be involved in the game if it wasn't any money involved, but we not dictated by the money. You know, we don't jump through flaming hoops and swim through quicksand and wrestle with alligators and you know, do a whole bunch of sucker shit in the name of and for the sake of money. You dig? We driven by the spirit. The spirit gonna keep us pimpish, right? And it's gonna be done on a high level with class, professionalism, and all that, you dig? But yeah, we gonna wrap this thing on up, man. Let me hydrate my game one more time before we get up out of here. Put some love in my body. Appreciate y'all getting them likes up, man. But if you ain't wiped your feet off at the door before you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so before we get up out of here, man. Hit that like button. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in with a pimp. I appreciate you for all the comments, questions, input, feedback, jokes, all that good stuff, man. I appreciate you for sharing this video. I appreciate you for subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate you for all the super chats, the Cash Apps, the PayPals, all that good stuff. I appreciate you for your support in every way that you comes with it, man. Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Freeze is it. If you out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out.